Mike.
Welcome back to True Crime Thursday.
Another Thursday. We were in Target today, and they have like all their, well, not all, but they have like fall decorations out. So
I know, yeah.
it's officially fall.
I was in the Dollar Tree the other day. One thing I realized about the Dollar Tree, which this is obviously not what True Crime Thursday is about, but we always got to go off the beaten
Yeah,
path once in a while.
exactly.
So, I've realized that I only like my local Dollar Tree. I've been to like so many other ones and I hate all of them. But my Dollar Tree, which makes me realize when I tell people I like Dollar Tree, they're like, go to
That's
my
why they're
Dollar Tree.
that's why they're giving you a weird look.
But I was in there the other day and they had a bunch of Halloween out. I went in there for
Yeah,
like school supply stuff. And they didn't
yeah,
really have
yeah.
that much left. It was like all covered in Halloween, which I
The
love, but we're in a heat wave right now. Okay, I don't want to think about fall or
yeah,
Halloween.
but you know what? It you do want to think about it because that makes you not think about the heat wave. The way I look at it. No, our Target dollar section had pardon me, I have a cold, folks. Had fall stuff out. They had little cloth pumpkins and that kind of thing out in the dollar section. So yeah.
Yeah.
So this week we're going to talk about a case, and this is actually kind of an older case, but it's gotten some attention recently because of the movie. Is it Netflix or is it a Prime
It's Prime
movie? Prime. Okay, Amazon Prime movie.
with
Called
Harry
Jungle.
Potter. Harry
Yeah,
Potter is playing him.
yeah, which is really weird that a wizard would be playing a role in a movie.
Right,
But
crazy.
anyway, I think what's his actual name? Daniel
Radcliffe.
Radcliffe. That's right. So this is a case. It was basically some tourists in Bolivia, um,
Mm-hmm.
who went there. It seems like maybe some of them went there under false pretenses. Um, but let's start with the key players. The first guy is a guy named Yossi Ginsburg. He's a 22-year-old Israeli Navy veteran. And basically, he wanted to go on an adventure in South America. That's why he was there. Then there was a guy named Kevin Gale, who was an American photographer, pretty experienced outdoorsman, who also became friends with Yossi, I guess, on the trail. Or Yossi.
I was reading it as Yossi, but
Yossi. Yeah, I mispronounce things. Um, then we had Marcus Strom probably, a soft-spoken Swiss teacher traveling to South America who was with Yossi and Kevin, and Carl. Oh boy, I'm gonna mispronounce his name. Carl Ruprechter. That actually might be right. That's a mysterious Australian who claimed to be a geologist with knowledge of uncontacted tribes and hidden gold deep in the Amazon. Um, and there's a plot twist related to him that we'll get into later. But so the timeline of events on this one is it was in late 1981. We're going back to the 80s on this, and my time,
love that.
my time zone. Um, Yossi met Carl in Bolivia. Carl convinced Yossi, yeah, Yossi, yeah. Uh, he knows the location of hidden gold and an uncontacted tribe, the Toromonas, in the Madidi region of the Bolivian Amazon. Um, at that point, Yossi recruited Kevin Gale and Marcus Strom to join the expedition. So I guess it was in November of that year. The four of them set off from Apollo. It's spelled Apollo. I think of Apollo as having more L's than that. But anyway, towards the Tuichi River. And I guess there was some tensions going on between them. Their supplies were getting dwindled quickly. Like they had not planned this trip very well, I don't think.
Well, and what was weird about it was like the, quote, tour guide, the way he presented himself to them was of like, hey, I'm an experienced tour guide and you don't
Right.
want to go over here to this popular trail in the jungle. I know this like off the beaten path type of path and you'll see all these different things and he really
Right.
hyped up his route and made himself come off as like very experienced in the Bolivian jungle and
Which he was not.
which he was not. But I don't know if it was like a money grab or why he would even do that. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some of the stuff I read about it made it sound like maybe he was just kind of a psychopath because he had done this kind of thing before, where he got people to go off, into the wilderness where they shouldn't have been and that kind of thing.
like
So,
these jungles are no joke. So I feel like
yeah,
not too soon
exactly.
after you kind of venture into them, you would realize like, okay,
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing. Like you can't
right,
really wing it for that long.
right. Because in 1981 we didn't
Oh,
have GPS.
oh really?
There was
Or
no
cell
cell
phones?
phones, no
Nothing.
GPS. No. Um, so I guess it wasn't too long after they got out there, Marcus developed trench foot and jungle sores, which like ow and ew. And Carl's erratic behavior revealed that he was less experienced than he claimed. Yeah. What do you do in that scenario? Like you're out there, this person you think they're an expert, you realize they're not, and you're like too far out to just go, okay, well I'm going back.
Right,
But
and I forgot my breadcrumbs to leave behind me,
yeah,
so I have no
right.
idea where I am.
Yeah, your breadcrumbs. Or my cell phone from the future. Um, but I guess they realized that they couldn't continue on, so they split up, and
Yeah.
basically Carl and Marcus, the tour guide, and Marcus decide to turn back and hike back to the village that they came from. Um, Yossi and Kevin built a wooden raft to
Yeah.
float down the Tuichi River to civilization, which sounds like a good plan, I guess.
Yeah, that's I would probably be on the boat with them.
Yeah,
I probably would
literally.
have chosen that route.
You would have joined their raft.
Yeah, I would have.
Um, but that would have been a bad decision because they hit, I guess, the San Pedro Rapids, dangerous rapids, and they got overturned. I guess Kevin managed to swim ashore, but the raft flipped, and Yossi went downriver alone. So they got split up now over a waterfall. He survived, but he lost his pack, his food, his gear, everything. Um, so Yossi basically was wandering lost for 3 weeks in the Amazon for 21 days. It says he survived hallucinatory episodes, insect attacks, extreme starvation, infections, and direct encounter with a jaguar.
Oh,
So,
oof, oh,
yeah,
the way my heart would sink.
not the car either.
Yeah, not the
There's
car.
none of those in the
Oh
jungle.
my gosh. Like, what do you
Yeah,
do? Do you just play
yeah.
dead? Like, what would you do if
I,
you're face to face with a jaguar?
I would probably die. I wouldn't be playing. I'd probably die. Um,
Alright.
and so Kevin, after he swam ashore, um, I guess some indigenous villagers rescued him, which was good. And he refused to leave Bolivia without Yossi.
Yeah.
So he teamed up with a local riverman, um, and a guy named Tico Tedula. Wow, that sounds like a character. That sounds like a made up character name. Hi, I'm Tico Tedula. To charter a boat and search the riverbanks. So he stayed behind to try to help find Yossi. Um, by December now, we're to mid-December on this. Um, Yossi was near death, unable to stand. He hears an engine, and lo and behold, it was Kevin. And he spotted Yossi on the riverbank, barely recognizable, covered in mud and flesh-eating parasites. And he's rescued after 21 days alone. So he'd been alone that whole time. except
Uh-huh.
unless you count the jaguar. Um, and let's see, I guess he scared off the jaguar by improvising a flamethrower using insect repellent spray and a lighter. So I thought he lost his stuff unless he had like the insect repellent. Instead, he lost his pack, his food, and his supplies. So somewhere he got a lighter and
He
insect
might have had
repellent.
it on him. Maybe, you can fit a lighter
Maybe.
in your pocket.
Right. Um, so yeah.
That's crazy. And yeah, it says that Kevin was the one who reached civilization and organized that search. So, what a
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah. It
Um,
says parasites and infections, fungal foot rot causes the skin and the soles of his feet to peel off down to the raw flesh. Ooh.
that's crazy.
It also says that as a physiological, a psychological coping method, he basically invented a phantom female companion in his mind, sleeping next to her at night to maintain his sanity. Which is that maintaining his sanity? It kind of sounds like Wilson from what's the Tom Hanks movie where he gets stuck on an
Oh,
island, Castaway, Castaway.
Castaway.
Yeah, sounds like his own version of Wilson.
No, that is what people do when they're alone.
I
That
just
is
talked to
like,
myself.
yeah, well, that's essentially the same thing. Like, you know, um,
Yeah,
that's how some
he should have
people.
made friends with the jaguar.
That's what people have said who are in like secluded situations. They'll literally like, I guess it's like the adult fee or the adult what's it called? Imaginary friend,
Right, sure.
where you
Um,
create this image of someone and
yeah,
you're less
I
lonely
don't.
that way, I guess.
I guess. It says he got trapped in quicksand twice.
That's
Um,
crazy.
and he was struggling for hours to get himself out of it. That that's like this was not a fun trip for him.
He was going through
But
it.
so
No wonder
so
they
both
made it
those
into an Amazon Prime movie.
yeah,
It really is giving, yeah, it's giving movie.
yeah, it really is. Yeah. Um and then the really crazy part about it is that Carl and Marcus, Carl the tour guide and Marcus were never seen again. They disappeared to this day. They have never been seen again.
Yeah.
Um they what they did discover was that Carl was not an experienced tour guide from Bolivia. He was in fact a an escaped criminal who was wanted by international authorities. He was from Australia, and yeah, he was basically on the run. Um, and I have more information on that aspect of it because that's the crazier. I mean, it's not the crazier aspect. The fact that these and by the way, this sounds like it shouldn't be a true crime Thursday episode because we're like, where's the crime? The crime probably comes in with whatever happened with Carl and Marcus
Hmm.
because it seems that like Marcus was in really bad physical condition. So I mean he may have very well just died on the way and they never found a body and they did search. They never
Well,
found a body anywhere.
because you think about the other guy, uh Yossi. He was, or no, yeah, it was Yossi. So the things that he went through, like he had the foot fungus, he was dealing
Right.
with quicksand, and you know, he was found after 20 days and the rough
Right.
shape that he was in.
Right.
So this guy, who knows, he was already injured, he was already down, and
Yeah.
out there's so many different kinds of bugs and
Yeah.
plants and everything, and the fact that he's with somebody
Jaguars.
inexperienced, jaguars, like who knows what could have happened to him just in general, that you get bit by a crazy, the most colorful frog that you see out there
Yeah.
touches you, and I mean, you're done
Yeah.
for. He didn't really
Yeah.
stand a chance. And then like the tour guide, it says that accounts describe him variously as like other people who I guess interacted with him, he was saying that he was a geologist, a gold miner, a hunter, and an experienced jungle guide. He was really juicing up the
Yeah.
resume.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
like we've
And
all heard
again,
fake it till you make it, but
there was no Google back then to Google him and find out if he was telling the truth.
true,
There was
true.
no LinkedIn. They couldn't look up his LinkedIn back
No
then.
LinkedIn, no
Um,
Angie's List, nothing.
no, none of that. No, and the fact that he had a criminal background, like most of the there's speculation that he either like just abandoned him, Marcus, when he became, to the point where he couldn't walk, and that he was like, well, you're on your own. Um, but there's also speculation that he killed him, um, to save supplies or out of panic maybe. Um, but like they never found a body, so they don't know. And the
Or
fact
even
that
proof
he,
that someone was murdered, period.
yeah, yeah, true, like blood or anything like that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like the fact that he had this criminal background and was already on the run. I mean, he might have just at that point been like, all right, I'm going somewhere else now. And, he survived under a different name in another part of the world or something like that.
Especially
Because he
since
was
he,
actually
yeah.
being searched. He was actually being hunted by Interpol. So,
Well, and he was only with one of the travelers. It's not like he was with all of them at this point where he had to like keep
right.
up a facade. Like he's promising them like, yeah, we're gonna find this indigenous community and gold.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then only one of them goes with him. The other two split off on their own path. Like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna kill you. You're already injured, and find my
Yeah.
next jungle venture.
Yeah. And I mean, then there's the idea though that it could have just been. I mean, you think of Yossi getting stuck in quicksand. Could be that Marcus got stuck in quicksand and just sank, and that's why they never found, a body. Um,
That's crazy.
and that could be, it could have happened to both of them actually, but um, I'm just reading some other notes on it. It also talks about, in addition to jaguars, there are some venomous snakes in that area, flash floods, quicksand. So yeah, it could have fell into a ravine, got a snake bite. I mean, again, the fact that they did search for them and didn't find them, I don't know.
Yeah. I think hold on, I'm looking up my own uh yeah, I don't know. I think to fake as a tour guide and then the other two guys get lost anyway in the jungle. That's just a venture. I think also like even if somebody did get murdered in this situation, I don't
Right.
know how like the Bolivian government is with that type of stuff, but I think it's kind of like I kind of equate it to the same situation as like when somebody goes missing on like Mount Everest. I'm not gonna, jump to a speculation of they don't investigate that stuff, but I think it's just such a giant, widespread area and somewhere
Mm-hmm.
that so many people travel to with the like kind of notion that it's dangerous and that bad things could happen.
Right.
So I don't know how in depth they would even go with an investigation. Like
Right. Right.
somebody here goes hiking in the woods, um, yeah, police are gonna do a way more thorough investigation for two missing people
Yeah.
in the woods with the tour guide. But
Yeah.
out there in the Bolivian jungle, it's kind of like kind of enter at your own risk. Like
Yeah.
there's no way that we can search this entire jungle. It's not even safe to search this entire jungle before it gets dark outside. Like
Right. Right. And I mean, it's probably not also the easiest area to search. Like
right,
search parties. Yeah, but how easy is it? the
right.
the our alternate A&M podcast host had sent me some Reddit uh discussions on this, and this one person says read the book, talking about the book that Yossi wrote on it, which is also called The Jungle to match the movie name. It says the movie takes a lot of creative liberties. The book really is fleshed out and describes the relationship a lot better. Yossi and Kevin were initially friends with Marcus, and on the course of the trip, both of them selfishly let him out to dry. So they're
Mhm.
basically saying that like they wanted to continue on, so they said, "Yeah, you can go back on your own." Um, Marcus was miserable, whiny, weak. He referred to Carl as Papa and was always speaking on his behalf, even though he kind of hated him. That's kind of interesting. When the decision was made to separate from the group and continue on with the trek, Yossi and Kevin let Marcus know their plan, but played against his tense relationship with Kevin to get him to go with Carl, who wanted to turn back. It's
Mm.
interesting that Carl wanted to turn back too, because like you're supposed to be the expert and you want to turn back. Um,
He said, maybe this isn't such a good idea, guys.
yeah,
Actually, let me
yeah,
go to
yeah,
a
yeah.
different jungle. But it also said that he enjoyed going to places like that and like
Yossi did you mean?
no, the tour guide,
Oh, okay,
Carl.
Carl.
He one thing he enjoyed was literally going to these remote locations and taking the road less traveled.
Right,
Like this isn't, his first situation like this, like we mentioned. Like he's done this
right,
before, and I guess that's literally something that he enjoys doing, is literally going up to people who have never been in these areas and tricking them, which is actually kind of scary. I mean, nowadays I feel like there's a little more research and background checks and whatever. You trust people like a different kind of way because you can actually
right,
like fact check it a little more. But even, you think you take a cruise ship and you're
right.
doing these like, um God, what are they called? You get off your cruise ship and you do the little side explorations, and you know
Yeah, like yeah,
you really have,
excursions.
yeah, like you're going to the Bahamas. You don't really know if this person that is doing this excursion with you in the Bahamas is legit or not. Like
Right.
you're just
No,
kind
you
of
don't.
assuming they know what they're talking about and
Mm,
moving on from there.
right. You know what's funny? I'm just reading some more of this this Reddit thread, and if you're interested in this story, you really should go to Reddit and look at some of these because there are some theories that kind of crazy stuff that um basically Yossi and Kevin killed and ate Marcus because they were running out of food.
You know what's
So
funny about that?
that would be really crazy.
Um,
Nothing. There's nothing funny
no, no,
about
no,
that.
no, no. I'm
There's
saying like,
nothing funny about killing and eating people.
okay, so there's this show that I like. It's called Yellow Jackets. And it's kind of like that where it's these young girls and they're on a plane. They're I think they're in like, I don't know, softball, or they play a sport. And they're on a
Right.
plane to go to a like a tournament. So they're in the plane with their coach and two boys too that I can't remember if they're on the team, or I know they're like the coach's sons. But the plane ends up crashing basically in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. And that's what they do. Like they have, nobody's able to save them for, I think, like 8 months or 10 months or something like that, a while.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just out there basically fending for themselves. They found a cabin at one point, and literally
Mm-hmm.
every time one of them died, one of their teammates died, they would light a fire and literally cook and eat their
Wow.
teammates, especially in the winter when like there weren't
That's
as
crazy.
many animals out there that they can like hunt.
That's great. See, I think the hard thing for me would be I don't think I could do that. So I would
I don't think so
then die
either.
of starvation, and then the rest of the group would eat me. Because I'd be like, I'm not. You guys can eat people. I'm not doing that because I know I have to. I have to face my maker after this, and I don't think he's going to be happy if I do that. I'm
And
sure
like a lot
I'm
of
sure
them,
there's somewhere in the Bible it says don't eat other people.
like end up survive. A few of them end up surviving in the end, and like once they're all grown and they have their own lives, their own careers, their own families. Like none of them even talk too much about their time in the forest because they basically look at it like we did a lot of things that we know are messed up. Like we know it's messed up that we ate a couple of our teammates and we don't want to talk about it. Like we did what we had to do at the time. So
Yeah,
it's kind of like, hey, that when I heard this story, I was like, oh yeah, like they could have literally just he was already injured and dying. Like what's to say
yeah,
they didn't kill him? And
yeah. I mean that's a possibility. And then you come up with this fantastic story you know, about all this other stuff going on because it makes a much better story that way.
but I also don't think
Yeah,
they were out there long enough to like have a need to kill him. And
right, right,
like the one
right,
guy was only out there 20 days. Like that's not
right,
that's probably yeah, I don't know.
right.
And they had
Yeah, I mean,
supplies before that, so
right, exactly. Because most of it happened in November, except when Yossi was off on his own for 3 weeks, and somehow did I don't what did he eat during that time? That's what I should really read the book. Probably that's what people are going to comment on. You should have read the book first. Um,
we don't
but
have that kind of time, guys.
yeah,
Okay.
that's it, right? Because there's going to be another one of these next week. Um, but no. Uh, you know what I'm saying though? Like
Yeah.
what was he eating during that time? He must have found plants or something. I mean, that would be my other thing is like I could survive off of eating plants, but in a jungle that I'm not familiar with, would you know which plants you could eat and which kind of berries were okay and which kind weren't?
Well,
Am I
isn't
eating
there's
a,
that
a leafy plant that's okay for me to eat, or is this poison
high in
ivy?
fiber? Yeah,
Yeah,
isn't there that rule where it's like if there's four, there's like a little
probably.
Boy Scout, Girl Scout
Yeah.
thing, little
Yeah,
chant.
and I guess if you're going into the jungle like that, you should know those things.
Like if it's three, then I think it's if it's three, let it be. If it's four, or maybe it's if it's four, you're on the floor. I don't remember. It's like a little saying like that.
Right.
So, you know, I guess like in the 80s, I don't know how much you guys are like researching that, but I'm assuming most of you guys are in Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts back in the day.
Oh, this is funny. One of these things in this Reddit thread mention I think what you're talking about whether or not Carl oh wow. Whether or not Carl Ruprechter existed, he reminds me of a tour guide associated with the Panama Girls case of 2014. Is that the one
No.
you're talking about? Oh, I thought maybe it was.
No, no, no.
Two
This is
young
just
Dutch women.
a non-fictional show.
Oh, okay. Guys, help police in the search. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, that sounds like that could be the
But
thing
there
she was
are a lot
talking
of
about.
tour guide um, cases. Like I have
Yeah.
heard a lot of situations where
All
it's a
right, hold
fake.
on. Never using a tour guide. Okay.
It's like fake tour guides, and they end up like killing the people out there or whatever. Which if you are like a person who's just trying to kill people, like you're in these jungle areas. It's kind of like anything could
Yeah.
technically happen to you. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
someone like this, like he's hopping jungle to jungle. Like this was probably his first time ever in the Bolivia jungle. And then after
Right.
he escapes, he goes to like a different jungle. I mean,
Right.
he's not even building
This
enough rapport at that location for it to be like, might want to not travel with that guy.
yeah.
3 people have went missing already under his belt.
Yeah, right.
Like,
This one this one person says, I find it fascinating that humans can no longer deal with their natural habitat. 3 weeks in the jungle? I wonder how many people, or I wonder how people ever made it a couple of hundred years ago.
Okay.
The first response to that is the rainforest is not a place for humans to survive, which is true.
Unless
It's
you're one
not.
of the indigenous people who
Right.
only grew up out there. Oh my gosh, like have you
Right.
seen those? There's like there's that one island that would be an interesting one to like talk about. Like there's those islands that literally are where no people aren't allowed there. Like outsiders aren't allowed there because it's just straight indigenous people there. They have their tribes and like we are not allowed there. Regular humans like me and you are not allowed there. We're not allowed to mess with them. Like, because even
Wow.
someone was saying that, like, even if those people, they've lived on the land so their whole life for literally generations, if they even drink as so much of a like sip of a Diet Coke, they'd be done.
No, really?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Like they're
Well, I have to.
the typical like
So,
indigenous people like walking around with, just the strips of fabric on them, maybe
right.
butt naked, like
Right. I was gonna say if it's just the strips of fabric, I don't understand what it is, but
right.
so is it just like we're not allowed there as in like
Anyone.
legally we're not allowed
Like
there, or
legally,
if we
like they're
go there they'll just kill us?
no, they're protected by like
Oh,
the
okay.
the government. I'm gonna find it real quick, but yeah, it's like a thing, and I think there's like a couple tribes that were
So if like
they're very
if you took
protected.
if you took a cell phone and dropped it there, would it like totally mess up their society? They're
Kind of.
used to. Here this is kind of bridging on Marvel Mondays. It's going into some nerd territory, but in Star Trek they had this thing called the Prime Directive, which basically said that they weren't allowed to interfere with the evolution of like planets that they went on. Is it kind of like that? We're not allowed to go there because we,
Okay, no.
you know,
It's called
no.
the tribe is the Sentinelese people. They live on North Sentinel Island. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, go down this rabbit hole. They live
Okay.
on North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal, which is part of India's Andaman, and Nicobar Islands. Why the island is off limits. There's no outsiders allowed. The Indian government has made it illegal for anyone to travel within 5 kilometers, which is 3 miles, of the island. Protecting the tribe, the Sentinelese have no immunity to common outside illnesses like the flu or measles. A single visit
Oh,
could bring a disease that wipes out the entire community because they're like literally eating leaves and berries.
right.
Um,
Well, and
Hoss.
the thing is, like the type of things that we're exposed to, it's the whole like natural immunity thing. You're
Yeah.
exposed to things like a cold when you're a child, and as you grow up, your body builds immunity to it. If you just were exposed to it as an adult, yeah, your body probably couldn't handle it.
They're also hostile to visitors. The tribe fiercely protects its isolation and usually attacks anyone who comes near with arrows, spears, and stones. They also
Mm,
have total
mm.
independence. They live on a traditional hunter gatherer lifestyle, fishing, hunting, and foraging in the dense forest without modern technology. North Sentinel
Wow.
Island, yeah. And there have been some people
So
who have like tried to like go there and they'll like throw things like they'll go there like fly nearby on a plane or something or like on a boat and they'll try and like throw things over there. And there's you can find online like photos of them, like quick little snapshots, like nothing close up. It's all far
yeah,
away and zoomed in and stuff, but very
wow. I'd like to
interesting.
go there and blow their minds and fly over with a drone. That would be amazing.
Oh, right. Yeah, no,
Yeah, and
yeah.
it almost sounds like this guy was trying to sell, this guy being Carl was trying to sell them on like seeing that kind of tribe, um,
And maybe they
on
ran
this
into a
trip, that
tribe
kind of
like
thing.
that. They could have ran into the indigenous people and like based on even like
Yeah.
how these people are. Like, they could have ran into them and literally,
Yeah.
yeah, been cooked over a fire.
Yep.
Both of them.
Which would go right back into the cannibalism idea,
But
even if it wasn't.
I don't
Yeah.
even know if he knew enough about the like the forest, that's or the jungle to
Yeah.
even know where to go. Like, honestly, I think he was just making the whole thing up. I think he was saying like we're gonna find indigenous people in gold just to woo
Yeah.
them and make them want to
Yeah.
go.
So
And
did they pay him to be a tour guide? I mean, maybe that was his game was
I
they
didn't
paid
see
him to be a
anything
tour
about
guide.
payment. And I couldn't find any
Okay.
information about him, even like about him getting paid, or even like that being his motive. Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
talked a lot about him just like getting a thrill off of like guiding people through unspoken territory.
Right.
But
Right.
it never really said like, it never really focused at all actually on the fact of him getting compensation and just doing it to steal from them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think, I feel like he would just take the money and like not even, like, those people wouldn't, he would just kill all three of them,
Right.
you
Right.
know? So,
Actually, it does say that they it says here too, the weeks before the split, the group ran out of food and began hunting monkeys. Marcus, holding strong personal principles, refused to eat monkey meat.
well,
So,
you gotta set a moral compass somewhere sometimes.
yeah, but I feel like too, once you've taken that jump to monkey meat, it's not that far to human. You're like you're in the same I don't know what the term is, but you're in the same, family. You're in the general vicinity. So,
Same DNA, yeah,
that's
DNA. You're only a few
yeah.
DNAs off. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, so uh I don't know either. I'm trying to find there was something that I had on Carl that talked about why he was being hunted by Interpol, but I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Carl Ruperter's true identity and modus operandi, who he really was. Subsequent criminal background check revealed that Carl Ruprechter was an Australian national who had fled Europe to escape criminal charges. His claims of being a trained geologist with degrees were completely fabricated. Um, the Golden Uncontacted Tribes pitch. He was known around cheap hotels in La Paz for pitching the exact same storyline to young foreign backpackers. He claimed to know the location of an uncontacted indigenous tribe, the Taramonas, um, or Toromonas, deep in the Madadi region, who lived in an isolated valley rich with gold. Motivation. Historians and investigators believe Carl used backpackers to fund and assist his own expeditions into the remote wilderness. So people were paying him, I guess. Wilderness zones where law enforcement could not reach him, using their money to buy supplies while leveraging them for manual labor. Oh, okay. So he was having the people that he was taking out there pay for the supplies. So he basically they're saying that he just wanted to be able to get deep in the woods where Interpol wasn't going to find him.
Mm.
So
And maybe being a tour guide was like enough of a distraction for him.
right. Well, or it was a way to get other people to pay for food and supplies and all that, although clearly he didn't get them to pay for enough food and supplies.
Clearly.
Um yeah.
Interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, so that's that one. We don't know who did it. We don't know what they did, but we know that it happened.
Um, yeah,
This
it
is one of the
seems,
most confusing true crimes Thursday cases we've had.
yeah, it's okay.
So,
There's always
if you
next
want
week. If you hated
yeah,
this
if you
one, please come back next week. We promise we'll do
yeah,
better.
yeah. Yeah, it's like they say about Florida, if you hate the weather, wait 5 minutes. Um it's the same thing. If you hated
That's
this episode,
funny.
wait till next week.
Right,
Wait
that's
till next
funny.
week. We'll do better. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for checking us out. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you saw any really weird weird Reddit theories on this one because there's a ton of them out there.
Or if you know any
So
info that we didn't talk about.
yeah, also true. Yeah, if you actually read the book instead of just watching some of the movie. So
All right. Bye, everybody. See you Monday for Marvel Mondays and Tuesday for
Terrific Tuesdays.
Terrific Tuesdays. Talking Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.